It was even hot for Maine. It was like in the mid 80s to 90s, depending upon where you are.
And it's much cooler than that normally.
Yes, to the point that there's no central heat and air in a lot of the older homes that are in Maine. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning. We are His Radio. And that's the same for Portland, the other side of the coast. Portland, they have older homes that are there. There's not a lot of central heat and air. And with this heat wave that's coming through, the city has this initiative, and they are spending like over $16 million on a cooling program. They call it Cooling Portland. And this is for those who don't make minimum wage and don't have heating and air in their homes.
Yeah, they're saying like a family of four, $71,000. If you make under that, then you're eligible. And so what they'll do is bring a free portable air conditioner, or you can get like a heat pump cooling unit, kind of a combo situation, and they will install it and they'll give it to you for free, which is amazing because, if you don't make the kind of money, you're making choices. Do we eat? Do we put gas in the car? Do we pay the electric bill? Or do we get an air conditioner? And that's probably something that comes way down the list, and that can be dangerous.
I don't know what you call those units that they put up on the wall. It's almost like central heat and air, but it's not. It's not a window unit.
It's not a window. It's almost like a wall unit.
Kind of like what you see in the hotels, only up on the wall near the ceiling.
Oh, right.
Not on the floor that you see in the hotels. It reminds me of that. The Airbnb that my family stayed in when we went to Maine to be at my daughter's wedding had this kind of a cooling system in it.
Oh, I wonder if they had installed it fairly recently or if they realized.
It's newer construction, that whole little area of Airbnbs. These are all little, not hotel, but vacation rentals.
Right. So they're thinking ahead that, if somebody's visiting and it's a little bit warmer, and we're so used in this part of the country to having that AC.
Oh, let me tell you. And every room had its own little unit like that.
Oh, that's cool.
I noticed outside it had a bigger unit, but not like what you see around here outside our homes.
Yeah, where you have a double unit or
right?
Just to keep us
Especially
cool.
if you have a 2-story. But each room had its own, so you can control its own temperature.
I wonder what would be more cost efficient, to have each cooling unit in each room or just that central.
I don't know, but it was comfortable to have it at the temperature I wanted in my room.
Good morning. Those units are called mini split because they allow you to have cold air and heat, from my understanding.
Good morning, Rob. That unit is called a mini split. Don't ask me where the name came from, but that's what it is, a mini split.
Mini split.
Never heard that term in my life.
Yeah.
Ever. Vince texted and said that they have some in their offices, and then one in a network room to keep the server rack cool, so where all the computers are.
And what's nice about those, because in the Airbnb that I was at in Maine, because my daughter got married over the weekend, it had those in it.
I just didn't realize they did both heat and air.
It does, and you can turn the fan on and it oscillates. But what's nice is that you can control the temperature in each room.
That's so nice.
And it's remote control. So if you're laying in bed, you sit there, it's too hot.
Oh, my goodness. That
you
would
just bring it down to 64.
I would be in charge of the remote. Oh, my goodness. My husband would hate that.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I don't know if you know Robert Anthony Cruz. If you follow the Savannah Bananas, he's number 15. Mm-hmm. That guy is just so good and so incredibly talented. And here's the thing with number 15 for the Savannah Bananas. He wanted to play big league.
Yeah, he did. He played baseball, I guess, his whole life, and that's where he wanted to be, his own plan.
His dream, Fenway Park.
Oh, of course. Isn't that the dream? Either Brave Stadium or, Fenway. Yeah.
It's like Fenway. And then the dreams are crushed. Mm-hmm. Never happened. And then all of a sudden, here he is with his talent with the Savannah Bananas. You know where that brought him? To Fenway Park. So he's on his Instagram and he's reminiscing. And here's the thing about Robert Anthony Cruz. He is a solid believer. He loves Jesus. And here he is talking a little bit about this.
This whole journey that God's brought me on, still getting signed by the Nationals, getting to play pro baseball, and then experiencing the disappointment of getting released. And then starting up content and seeing how God was now using more of my gifts and abilities. Like, I'm able to reach more people now through content than I ever would have been able to had I just made it straight to the major leagues. Now that I see that whole plan, I feel, one, very thankful that God has brought me on this road, because I think had God not prepared me in the ways that he did and given me the failures that he gave me along that way,
he never would have had what he has now.
No,
and here's the
absolutely.
beautiful thing, too. He's sitting, it looks like, on the pitcher mound with Fenway Park behind him.
Well, of course, he's saying, I did make it. Now, God took me on a different path to get here, but I made it. My dream, because God cares about our dreams. He has a bigger plan, a bigger purpose that glorifies him, but he still understands our heart and our wants, and he cares about those things.
Isn't that
and you can
amazing?
see it in, he goes by Coach Rack on Instagram, on his social, but you can see it certainly play out in his life.
And he will talk about Jesus like there's no tomorrow.
Which is awesome
It's
because
just-
of the platform that he has.
Yeah, he's not afraid of it,
No.
which is so good. So he's sharing his faith. He's got this platform on Instagram. He's number 15 on Savannah Bananas. Incredibly talented individual, and God has brought him to some amazing places.
Now, if we could just get a ticket to see it.
Right?
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
So there's a flight going from Detroit to Amsterdam, and they get somewhat over the Atlantic, and all of a sudden they have to call back air traffic control, and they're like, look, we're coming back. And I'm paraphrasing. They said, we're going to turn around, and we got to land somewhere quick.
What happened? Some kind of mechanical?
No. There was a problem with internal things. They went back to JFK because the Delta flight served the passengers spoiled food.
Oh, when you say internal, I think
Yeah.
Liz means that people had to go potty really quick.
Not just potty, it was bad.
They're throwing up and everything?
It was
Oh, my
a little bit of everything.
word.
And so some of the people were posting pictures of their food.
What
and
happened?
I'm hoping that as they took the pictures of their food and they noticed something was awry, they didn't go ahead and eat it.
Some did, evidently.
Some did. In fact, it was so bad that I think they had medical personnel that were waiting for them when they
No
landed.
way.
That's how bad it was. I don't know if you've ever had food poisoning.
It's not good.
It's not a picnic. It's not a party.
Yeah.
It's no fun at all. And so, but I mean, I don't even know what the dish was. It looked disgusting. I'm sorry. It looked like it had mold.
It probably did.
It looked disgusting before the mold, quite honestly. So then I'm thinking the flight attendants, did you not notice? Or sometimes it is in a box.
Yeah, you have to peel something
Yes.
off to get into
But
it.
it's usually see-through plastic that you peel off, but it
Yeah,
is,
fair
again,
enough.
inside of a box that I've had. I've never sat in first class where they, gave you a meal, but
Oh, this was first class?
no, I think this was
Oh.
coach. I think when you buy economy, look what you're getting.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Don't be going crazy. Don't think about doing what Greece is now going to do. 6-day work week.
Oh, The Nation, not the movie.
No, Greece is is not the word on this. They have introduced a 6-day work week, and they're passing the legislation that you have to either work a longer day or 6 days at 8 hours.
A longer day, so like 12 hours?
Yeah, it could be
in a
10 to
day?
12 hours.
Huh.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Because there's some places that are like doing a 4-day work
4-day
week.
work week, and Greece is like, nope, not less work, more work. I'm like, what? Haven't
Is
they
it that productivity is not doing well? Like for instance, most people will surf and scroll and all that other stuff instead of getting their work done.
So
that they've extended it like this?
Well, probably that has something to do with it, trying to get more out of their employees. First of all, are you going to pay them more? Second of all, do you think that the extra day they're not going to be scrolling? Like, you know what I mean? Or if they have to work a longer day, do you think they're just going to go, okay, I'm not going to scroll during this extra day I have to work? It's not, to me, going to bring productivity up. I think morale and productivity would go down.
Yeah.
If it's mandated.
Just having a day off.
Yeah, I mean, if you're hired at 6 days a week, sure. You know you're part of it. If you're on salary, you know that it could be 7 days a week sometimes. But just as a mandate for everybody seems a little cray.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
And here's an open mic that came through on the My His Radio app.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, Rob. I'd like to ask for some prayer this morning and through the rest of the week. This afternoon, my mom is going into the brain center at MUSC for the second time. They are trying to figure out why she continues to have seizures. I know she's nervous, so I'm asking for prayer for her to have peace of mind and for guidance for the doctors and for answers. Thank you, guys. Love y'all.
We love you too. You're so welcome. And know that there's a big His Radio family that is praying for your mom.
Absolutely. And everything she's going through. And I'm sure she's got anxiety right now as
Right.
well. Just not knowing what's going on with your own body. It's scary.
Yeah, so we're going to pray now. Father, in Jesus' name, we pray for this precious mom and what she's going through. I'm glad that she's going to go and hopefully get some answers today at the brain center and these seizures that are going on, and they don't know why. So God, make it very clear. Will you open up everything that needs to be done so that they can figure out what's happening at this brain center in her mom's life and in her brain? And God, may it be diagnosed and may it be so simple that they'll be able to do what they need to do to make sure that she is whole and she is complete. And may the recovery be very, very quick. We know that this is a part of your story for her, for your glory to be revealed. So we're going to put our faith and our trust in you. Thank you for bringing peace to the family today. In Jesus' name.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, His Radio.
There's a new Superman movie coming out. And I don't know why we needed another new one.
With a different actor
With
now.
a different actor.
Right?
Yes. Like Henry Cavill, I thought did a great job. And this is like the fifth different actor, I think.
I don't know why. I
Goodness
like the
gracious.
throwback to Christopher Reeves back in
I
the 80s.
Loved him. And I think it's because that was the Superman I knew,
Yeah.
growing up or whatever. His son is going to be in this new Superman movie. He's not playing Superman. He is a journalist, I guess, with ABC. And so he's going to play a journalist in the movie.
How crazy is that? That Superman, Clark Kent, was a journalist.
Right.
And that Christopher Reeves' son that looks just like him.
Yeah.
And if he beefs up with CrossFit, he could play Superman. He already looks like a fit individual.
Oh, sure.
Right?
But to be Superman, you've got to go that step farther, I
Right?
guess.
And that he's a journalist.
I know. And he's going to, pay homage to his dad in this new movie.
So what is it like? A cameo or something like that?
Kind
How's
of,
it?
I guess so. I don't think it's a huge role or anything. And I don't know, does he have acting chops? And maybe that's why he has a smaller role. But they wanted to incorporate him in this new movie.
That's a neat thing to do.
I think, just to get that invite to be part of the movie, I don't see him auditioning. I do see it more of an invite to honor his dad.
That's so great.
I love they're doing it, and I can't wait for the new movie.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, His Radio. So I'm pretty sure you probably know what the googly eyes are. There are those eyes that you can stick on, and you know how the eyes kind of have like a black dot inside the circular thing that when you shake them, they move back and forth, googly eyes.
Yes.
So you can take these two things and put them anywhere. They look like eyes, and it's a lot of fun. People have been doing that to the subway in Boston.
Yeah, they have. And this is so much fun. However, the eyes are bigger than the ones that you would pick up at, say, a Hobby Lobby or something like that. Like, they're large.
So here's what Boston did. They thought, this is fun, but we need to keep people safe. And what's been going on is that people are looking at these googly eyes and either missing the train or not getting off at the right spot or getting hurt and all that other stuff. And it's because the eyes are moving. So what Boston has done is taken the googly eyes in their own hands and they're painting them on the subway cars.
So they don't move back and forth. And, so it just is now becoming... it's something that they look forward to. They notice it, or they notice it less, I guess. It's becoming more like wallpaper.
Now, I was just in Boston, although we drove in because we're taking our time to get to Maine to my daughter's wedding last week. And so we spent a whole day in Boston and took the tour on the Freedom Trail and all that other stuff. I didn't see googly eyes anywhere, although we didn't take the train.
Why didn't you have a pocket full of them and you could just put them everywhere?
If I would have known.
We used to have googly eyes on our trash can here at the station.
Yeah, there were.
And then-
I forgot about that, but that was not me.
Sure.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
So Michael is a therapist, and he's thought, let me start a trend here, because he sees that we're so plugged into everything in life. And so he flies a lot, and some of his flights are 4 hours long, and he decided, you know what I'm going to do on this flight? I'm not going to do a thing. I'm not going to read, no book, no magazine, no podcast, no music. I'm not going to watch any movies. I'm going to sit by the window and just stare out the window for 4 hours, or watch the in-flight screen if there's a screen there. You see the movies on
sure.
and stuff. You can watch the flight map.
Yeah, I do that sometimes, or
I do
go back
too.
and forth.
But he's like, okay, do not do a thing when you're on the flight, because at least that's one place where you can't do anything but unbuckle yourself and go potty and sit back down.
Well, he even said, try not to go potty, if at all possible.
Good luck on that.
Right? I was
When
like,
you gotta go, you gotta go.
Right, and a 4-hour trip. Oh my goodness!
Right.
And then even longer than that. I just don't take the snacks. I wonder if he's taking the snacks or the drinks.
I don't know if he said don't eat or not.
Yeah, don't do that if you're trying to stay away from the potty.
Well,
for
yeah,
sure.
that's true. But the whole thing is, don't pick up the phone, don't listen to a song, don't listen to podcasts, don't read a thing. Just let your brain rest.
Which is nice, but I would be so bored. I would need at least a book. I could turn off all the electronics, not watch a movie, not a problem. But if I didn't have a book or something to occupy my time.
But here's the thing, Liz is chatty.
Well, that's it. I would so annoy somebody.
She will talk someone's ear off on a plane.
Well, if they seem open. Now, body language, and if they're not open to the conversation.
I'm glad Liz reads the room.
I do read the room, I think pretty well. But if somebody, you can see in the eyes if they want to start a conversation, then we're in.
Hey Liz, it's Rachel here. I was listening to you and Rob's conversation about the plane ride and about just unplugging and not doing anything. And Rob said that you couldn't do that you would be chatty. I think that's funny because I would be the same way. I would be wanting to talk to somebody. So if we ever get on a plane ride together, we can just be chatty the whole time and talk about anything and everything.
Oh, I can just imagine that flight.
Oh, now I'm planning a trip with Rachel. Where are we going? What are we talking about?
Yeah, go have fun. Go to Hawaii.
That's a nice long trip.
Yeah, Liz will pay for the entire trip for you, Rachel.
Don't think so.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
If you were to make the perfect amount of money, how much would you need to make to live comfortably? I was just reading this, and they say the average American, this seems high to me, needs $184,000 a year to live comfortably, they say.
For each person?
The average American. So
Oh
that would
my
be, so I don't know if that's a whole family, if that's an individual, if that's a single dude or lady. I don't know. But that's what they say, 184,000.
I guess.
If that's the case,
Right?
but I tell you, and in my situation, I'm the one income family. And so there's some sacrifices that you make throughout the time as a single income family when you have kids that are growing up and the different things you do. Like vacations for us usually are camping. Mm-hmm. We have to save up for a while if we do an Airbnb.
Sure.
That's like a whole year of saving just to do that kind of vacation. Like my family, we're going to go, Elijah, Amy, and I are going to go camping the week before school starts. And so
that's
we'll do
good.
like a Thursday evening through a Sunday.
Right. But you get so much more because Amy is able to stay home with Eli and just everything she puts into the home. And so those are the sacrifices. But y'all have so
Yeah.
much fun while you're camping.
So another family is going with us that has
good.
a fifth wheel trailer.
Yeah.
And we'll be across the street in another camping site in our tent. But we go and we have fun. We make the best of it. And so it's those memories. One thing I noticed is that one of our sons, Spencer, he and his wife go camping all the time
Oh, do they?
in their little pup tent.
Well, and
They
that's
pick up, bring their dogs, and go.
but they're also newlyweds, and so they're also saving money by doing those things. But they get to go all the time, and they have a dog, and they take the dog.
They go
and,
hiking and all that other
Yeah.
stuff. And so that's comfortable type of living for me because we can go And while we're pinching pennies, still have fun and have those experiences with the family.
Well, now that our kids are just a little bit older, kind of paying their own bills, so to speak, even though we still have 2 at home, they still pay their own bills. We're able to save money every single time we get paid. And so my husband and I are doing a little more traveling. But I'm not saying we are. And we didn't for so long. We had one family vacation. We usually went to the beach somewhere. And we'd try to take a weekend or whatever. That's when we were paying all the bills for all the kids.
Yeah.
And now there's a little more expendable money so you can set it aside.
Which is good.
Which is really
Yeah.
good. But $184,000, and I'm taking that as a person. Yeah, that sounds real nice.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Okay, listen, there are people in your life that are so close to you. You know everything about them, even down to the littlest quirks that they have. Like, for instance, Liz will say, every time, Rob, you are pulling a prank on someone, your lips start moving.
They do. And it's very similar to something my husband does. Like, I know when you're messing with me because you kind of go with your lips. And
She says they move in and out. I'm
they
like,
do.
no, they don't.
They do.
I don't look like a duck.
It is a little duck-ish. Yes. It's a dead giveaway that you're messing with me. You're not telling me straight right here. You're trying to prank me. And my husband does the same thing. I'm like, that is not true because I see your little dead giveaway. It's a little quirk I love.
I don't know about the quirks that are in your family. Give us an open mic on the My HISRadio app. For instance, Liz will go and throw herself into accents all the time.
I do.
And she does them great. You can say just about anything like New Zealand and Australia accent. She'll do it.
So you have to put your cheek up like that and say, "G'day, mate." And sometimes I have to wrap my brain around it to be able to get it, but I've got to put my cheek up.
German.
Oh, that one's a hard one. That one is a hard one.
Okay, French.
Okay, we are making macaron this afternoon.
See how quick she got into it?
It
First
wasn't
word was
exact.
off, but
Yes.
the rest of it was like there.
And when you're going between accents, you really have to set your brain again.
Spanish.
Oh, goodness gracious.
She has a good Spanish
I
one.
do have, I have to think of someone in my life. I can't.
Why not?
Well, I have a brain malfunction right now.
Oh, see, I put her on the spot.
You did. Okay, so let me go into English. So I can do that. Like, no problem at all. That's more Cockney.
Okay.
So that's like upper England.
And I'll tell you, Jake.
Okay.
Because we've known Jake for a bit.
Yeah.
Jake gets in the last word, but in a fun, I don't want to say snarky, maybe a snarky way. Is snarky a bad word?
Sarcastic. Snarky's a little harsh.
Okay, so he's not harsh, but
He's spicy.
he's jovial with it.
Yeah.
With the last word. That's what Jake does.
I'll take your word for it.
See?
You know you're spicy.
See?
You know you're spicy.
You have so much fun with it.
And we love it, though, because no matter what, he's going to come back with the quickest quip and just not
It makes
cut
you laugh.
Yes. And sometimes you go, oh, I see what you did there. So I love it.
Yeah.
These little quirks that are idiosyncrasies that our friends and family have.
Yeah. And what about yours? Hit us on the open mic on the My HISRadio app.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Man, it has been hot.
Oh.
Even while I was traveling, just about everywhere I went. And listen, I was up in the Northeast, like Maine. It was hot. You know,
was hot in Maine?
It was not triple digits like it was around here. And then I start thinking about people in Florida because it is extremely hot in Florida. I'm from Florida, especially the central area of, I should say central Florida, like Tampa Bay. And I was just reading about this homeless ministry called Matthew 25 Community Center. And they have a tent city, and then they have like 99, I don't know if you want to call them cottages or sheds, but they're like 64 square feet. And it's a bed, air conditioning, and some room just for a little bit of storage for people that are homeless in Tampa.
Oh, so do they get to stay like one night? Or if there's storage, that makes me think that they're going to be there a little bit.
It sounds like it's community. I don't know much else about it except for they're expanding.
Wow.
And they're building more of those cottages so that people can have air conditioning, a place to sleep, and a place to store some of their stuff. So it sounds like it's a stepping stone for some of those who have no place to live. Get out of the heat and hopefully find great work to do.
Oh, sure. And, hopefully they have access to showers and that kind of thing because, then they can go out and have a job interview and maybe make that next step.
And
this is a good idea.
That's a part of the community center that they're getting ready to build because in next year, 2025, I think like near the summer of 2025, they'll have some of those things available so they can wash their clothes, get a shower, those kind of things, and have community with each other.
But at least right now they're getting out of that heat.
Right?
I mean, that they thought, okay, not only are we going to give you a roof over your head, but we're going to give you air conditioning.
Right?
Wow.
That is something, especially in the humidity of Florida. It's humid around here, but it's
Yeah.
also like that in Central Florida.
Wow. And 99, that's a good start. Doesn't scratch the surface, but they're certainly on their way.